1 week ago, at the foothills of Kundamangalam, 8 motivated MBA liberal studies and management students came together to answer their calling for agriculture and rural economic development. They set their target at Atoli Panchayat, and this is the story of what happened next. After discussions with the agricultural office, we narrowed down on mushroom cultivation. The prospects of mushroom cultivation intrigued the villagers, and their excitement was visible. An experienced mushroom farmer and the agricultural officer trained us and the villagers. The agricultural officer Suvarna and her assistant Binny were available throughout the day. With their help and the lead volunteer from the village Krishnatan, we set up the equipments, soaked the paddy straw for hours, and sterilized them by boiling it under the instructions of Nalinakshan the trainer. We dried them and made our first batch of mushroom bags. To save on time and ensure maximum effectiveness, we worked through nights, soaked the paddy straw, allowing them to absorb water for a longer time, and directly head with sterilization the next day. This short clip is a nutshell of what happened that day. Everyone came together as a team and shoulder to shoulder they stood. Young to old, the ones excited to skeptics, all were together and with sterilized hands they learned how to pack paddy straws and mushroom spawns into beds from Nalinakshan and agriculture officers. Once the mushroom beds are packed and compressed as much as humanly possible by the individuals, they are carefully poked with sterilized scissors to allow air circulation. A brief about guidelines of what has to be done in the later phase, that is the growth phase, like making slits in the beds and spraying water periodically, were given by the trainer. He also mentioned the points of failure by stressing on sterilization and cleanliness and how it would affect the final yield. After the demonstration, both the villagers and us were confident to start packing the mushroom beds. The demonstration by the trainer included shaping the plastic bag, formation and placement of paddy straws in the form of a wreath into the plastic bag in alternate layers with a handful of mushroom spawns sprinkled on the inner edges of the plastic cover, compressing the layers, sealing them using rubber bands, and punching holes into the mushroom beds. Nalinatan was guiding us throughout the process, clearing doubts and pointing out inefficiencies and improper techniques. We made 21 mushroom beds in the first batch. The packs were transferred to the storage and incubation shed where the mycelium from the mushroom spawns could spread in the absence of light. The marking of dates was required as the gestation period of mushrooms was 15 days, after which they have to be moved to sunlight for growth phase. Ropes and sticks were used so that the bags are suspended and arranged in a vertical fashion to utilize the entire volume of the room, and minimum contact exists with the beds and support. We were visited by LSM program chairperson Professor Anupam Das and Professor Anubha to have a look at the progress made by the team. Satar from the agriculture office traveled down and refined our process further. He pointed us to a nearby farm to get ideas for market creation. Then came the 26th January. It was a special one as Atholi Panchayat President and Vice President came down to our budding mushroom and hoisted the flag. Their speech about the Constitution of India giving us equal rights and opportunities and its connection with Republic Day had a definitive meaning in the light of the project. The environment was charged with motivation and we closed the Republic Day by breaching the set target of 100 mushroom beds in the dark room. Meanwhile, two other members from the team set out for a 50-kilometer ride looking for the lead given by Satarika, the farm at Tiruvambadi. The cultivator there, Mini, suggested many ideas on creating a market, like approaching offices and schools, creating a route map to sell directly to houses for high margins, and retail market as the last option. She further said that scaling up to a production of 10 to 15 kg per day would have an equipment cost of rupees 3 lakhs for 100 square meters, with 2-meter height. The pilot project was for 100 mushroom beds and required mushroom spawns, paddy straw, boiling equipment, packaging material, and a dark room with enough capacity to house the beds. The total cost came out to be Rs 81,000. The estimation is provided in detail. It was found that the room could house 150 beds and another room with similar dimensions was at their disposal. Taking into account such capacity enhancements, the per family monthly income comes out to be Rs 5 to 7,000. The process could be further scaled with the unused capacity available in the waste segregator and weaving unit in the nearby area. Further, the mushrooms would be switched between oyster and milky to account for the seasonal change, and vertical integrations like developing a mushroom spawn lab could further increase the quality and margins. The marketing research showed that there was a demand of more than 15 kg mushrooms per day in the surrounding region, and fulfilling this demand would increase the income considerably.